18 Details for Climbing to the Peak of Life and Life. Siafang. March 2, 2016. Translation edited by Chinyu. 1 to 1000 represents the frequency of human consciousness or energy levels, with 1 being the lowest and 1000 the highest. The state of 1000 is the peak of life and life. A frequency of 200 is a dividing line. Below 200, a person is in a state of illness. Above 200, they are in a state of health. A frequency of 700 is another dividing line. Below 700, despite having a high energy level, one is still in a human state. Above 700, one transcends human boundaries and enters the state of saints, angels, bodhisattvas, celestial beings, and Buddhas. Our goal is to reach 1000. So, how can we achieve this state? Here are some details worth noting. When a person encounters joyful events, their spirit is uplifted. What does uplifted spirit mean? It means sweeping away lethargy and becoming invigorated, which indicates an increase in energy. Why is the spirit uplifted? Because they have encountered joyful events. This means that as long as one encounters joyful events, their spirit will be uplifted. Conversely, if one encounters negative, ugly, false, worrisome, fearful, bad, or unlucky events, their spirit will not be uplifted. Not only will it not be uplifted, but it may also cause the spirit to become lethargic and even collapse. This reveals a key insight. If we want to reach the 1000 energy level, we must consciously seek out joyful events and consciously avoid encountering negative events. 1. Positive thoughts. Always maintain righteous thoughts and focus on beautiful things. Never harbor evil, sinister, or lustful thoughts. Positive thoughts invigorate the spirit, while negative ones weaken your energy level and are akin to self-destruction. Jesus' teachings like pray for your enemies and forgive others warn us not to destroy ourselves. The intention to harm others first harms oneself. Such thoughts should be avoided at all costs. 2. Eliminate thoughts of revenge. In life, it is inevitable to encounter situations where one is bullied, oppressed, or exploited by others. While there is a common saying, a gentleman takes his revenge, even if it takes 10 years, those on the path of Lifechanyuan are enlightened enough to understand that such thoughts are self-destructive. These thoughts have a vibrational frequency of only 30, a state of illness, and a terminal one at that. Never harbor thoughts of revenge. For dealing with bad people or enemies, follow Lifechanyuan values. Entrust your life to the greatest creator, entrust your life to the management of the Tao, and focus on moving forward toward the light. 3. Do not worry about tomorrow. The frequency of fear and worry is around 100, which is also a state of illness. Worrying about tomorrow weakens your energy. Concerns about aging without support, illness without money for treatment, children being unable to find spouses, being deceived, or survival are all forms of self-torture. Tomorrow will bring its own challenges. Worrying is futile. Instead, follow Lifechanyuan values, chase the sun, and you can escape the darkness. 4. Stop self-blame. Gold is not pure, and no one is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes in life. Once they are made, they are made. It's never too late to mend. Regret and self-blame are useless. Only by revitalizing your spirit and contributing more can you compensate for your shortcomings. Regret, self-blame, guilt, and shame have energies below 30, which are life-threatening emotional states. Erase the past self, reformat yourself, and create a new you each day, moving towards the brightest and most ideal state. 5. Avoid anger. The frequency of anger is only 150. Anger primarily harms oneself, which is a foolish emotion. Learn to forgive others and use Lifechanyuan values. The world is faultless, all faults lie within ourselves. To calm your emotions and joyfully accept everything that happens to you. 6. Focus on beauty. Look at all beautiful things, read high-energy books and articles, and avoid looking at ugly things and reading low-energy materials. TV and movies should not be watched indiscriminately, and books and articles should be chosen carefully. Anything filled with low energy should be avoided, as it will lower your energy level. For example, horror movies induce fear and drop your energy below 100. Stay away from anything that induces sadness, anger, discomfort, despair, or fear. Instead, admire beautiful landscapes, blooming flowers, clear streams, blue skies, and white clouds. Appreciate beautiful people, gentle and cute animals like puppies, kittens, lambs, and deer. Enjoy symmetrical and fresh artworks and watch cheerful characters like Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse. Focus more on truth, goodness, beauty, love, trust, and sincerity, and less on falsehood, evil, ugliness, hatred, cunning, and chaos. 7. Listen to pleasant sounds. Enjoy all melodious tunes, music, the sound of wind and rain, reading, singing, bird calls, flowing water, laughter, and affectionate voices. Avoid listening to sounds of shouting and killing, street vendors, arguments, scolding, car horns, machinery noise, harsh sounds, crying, complaints, painful groans, and wailing. It is said that pop songs have low energy, so listen more to timeless classic songs and tunes. 8. Create a high-energy environment. Hang landscape paintings or calligraphy such as the Ode to the Humble Room or the Heart Sutra in your room. Cultivate elegant potted plants, place artistic items, and keep your living spaces clean and orderly to enhance your energy. 9. Engage in uplifting activities. Music, chess, calligraphy, painting, and appreciating the beauty of plum blossoms, orchids, bamboo, and chrysanthemums can effectively elevate your energy. Whenever possible, let these activities accompany your life. 10. Practice simplicity. Opt for a vegetarian diet, reduce meat consumption, embrace simplicity, reduce luxury, choose a refined style, avoid extravagance, seek calmness, reduce agitation, own less, contribute more. 11. Associate with high-energy people. Spend time with those who bring you happiness, freedom, and hope. Engage with spiritually advanced individuals. Avoid people who make you uncomfortable, those who are aimless, gossipers, complainers, cynics, those who complain of imaginary ailments, and those who obsess over money. Avoid associating with people who are overly mystical or eccentric. Stay away from those who are stubborn, easily provoked, or who constantly lament their circumstances. 12. Engage in joyful activities. Participate in games, entertainment, dancing, singing, and light-hearted flirtation. Avoid fighting, gambling, and manipulative activities. Limit involvement in political and religious activities, as well as motivational talks. Spend more time in nature and less in markets, bars, and supermarkets. Respect ordinary people more, and bow less to powerful figures, celebrities, or the wealthy. 13. Limit online time. Spending too much time in online groups is detrimental. The longer you stay, the more confused your thoughts become, and the more time you waste. Reading too many online articles can cloud your mind. 95% of online content lacks energy above 200, so it's better to read classics and thought-provoking works that inspire and enlighten. 14. Focus on inner qualities. The level of a person's energy is not strongly related to their education, experience, power, status, wealth, or fame, but is closely linked to their beliefs, intentions, spiritual realm, motivations, words, and actions. Therefore, focus more on your faith, thoughts, spiritual motives, words, and deeds, and less on education, experience, power, status, wealth, or fame. 15. Cultivate positive qualities. Maintain rationality, understanding, compassion, reverence, peace, joy, serenity, and bliss. Revere the greatest creator, worship gods and Buddhas, respect life, and be in awe of nature. 16. Engage in romantic and intimate activities. Romantic relationships, affection, and sexual activity can raise your vibrational frequency. 17. Hold the hand of the greatest creator. Invite Jesus Christ, Buddha Sakyamuni, and Celestial Laozi into the palace of your consciousness. Worship and honor them. 18. Strive for enlightenment. Continuously work towards the eightfold liberation state. The above are just a few details for climbing to the peak of life and life. Great achievements are built on attention to detail, and small streams merge into great rivers. While paying attention to details, don't forget the 3 major checkpoints I outlined in How to Climb to the Peak of Life and Life, namely, building your soul garden, repaying debts and resolving worldly attachments, and accumulating merit. Focus on both the big picture and the small details, and in this way, you can reach the peak of life and life, achieving the sacred state of 1000 in energy level.